we're going to talk about one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever minted in the U.S., the 2001 Rhode Island quarter dollar. You might have one of these in your collection or possibly in your pocket right now without even knowing that it could be worth a staggering $1.20 million. Before we dive into the details, let's take a quick look at the Rhode Island quarter and what makes it so unique. As part of the 50-state quarters program, the Rhode Island quarter was released in 2001. It was designed to represent the state's history and heritage, showcasing the state's famous feature, the sailing ship, Saratoga, a symbol of Rhode Island's maritime legacy. At first glance, this quarter looks like any other. It features the familiar George Washington on the obverse and an image of the Saratoga on the reverse, along with the words, Ocean State, Rhode Island's official nickname. However, the story behind the 2001 Rhode Island quarter is where the value lies. While most Rhode Island quarters minted in 2001 are worth just 25 cents, some are incredibly rare and can fetch thousands, even millions at auction. The key to understanding why these quarters are so valuable lies in the special circumstances of their production. In 2001, the U.S. Mint released millions of Rhode Island quarters, but a small number of them were struck with an error. These error coins are often the ones that draw the most attention from collectors. One of the most famous errors from the Rhode Island quarter is a rare misstrike that resulted in a coin with a double die, where the images and lettering are slightly doubled. This subtle yet distinct variation can significantly increase the value of a coin. These double die errors happen during the minting process, when the coin dies strike the metal planchets multiple times, causing the images to appear doubled or blurry. While these types of errors are relatively common in certain coins, the 2001 Rhode Island quarter's double die error is considered one of the most striking and valuable. A single double die 2001 Rhode Island quarter could be worth anywhere from $100 to several $1,000s depending on its condition and grade. But what makes the 2001 Rhode Island quarter truly legendary is the story of one specific coin that sold for a mind-boggling $1.2 million. That's right, one rare example of the Rhode Island quarter fetched over $1 million at auction due to its incredible error and condition. This particular quarter is one of the finest examples of a 2001 Rhode Island quarter with a double die error. This coin had been carefully preserved, with no visible wear and tear, which made it even more valuable to collectors. When it went to auction, bidding was fierce as numismatists and collectors recognized the rarity and historical significance of this unique coin. In the end, the coin's auction price reached $1.2 million, setting a new record for Rhode Island quarters and making headlines around the world. So, how do you know if you have one of these valuable quarters in your possession? The first step is to closely examine your 2001 Rhode Island quarters. Look for the telltale signs of a double die error. The images on the reverse side of the coin, particularly the ship, Saratoga, and the lettering, should appear slightly doubled or blurred. If you notice these signs, you could be holding onto a rare and potentially valuable coin. Next, make sure to have the coin professionally graded. The condition of a coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition will naturally be worth more than coins with significant wear. A professional numismatist or grading service can help you assess the condition of your quarter and provide you with an official grade. Additionally, consider having the coin authenticated by a reputable grading service such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Authentication ensures that your coin is genuine and helps boost its market value when you're looking to sell or auction it. While finding a Rhode Island quarter worth $1.2 million might sound like a dream, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Rare error coins like this one pop up from time to time, and collectors are always on the lookout for these hidden treasures. Even if your coin doesn't sell for $1 million, it's still possible to find a Rhode Island quarter worth thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity of the error and the coin's condition. Remember, the world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and sometimes a seemingly ordinary quarter can turn out to be a valuable piece of history. So, keep an eye on your pocket change and always check your 2001 Rhode Island quarters. Who knows? You might just have a $1.2 million coin hiding in plain sight. We're diving into a topic that will surely intrigue collectors, numismatists, and history buffs alike: Maryland $quarter coins with the 2000p mint mark. These rare coins have been gaining attention, and their value in the market could potentially reach up to $1 million. That's right. A simple quarter from Maryland might just be worth much more than you think. Let's take a closer look at why these coins are so valuable and how they've come to attract such a high price tag. First, we'll need to understand a bit about the history of the Maryland quarter. The Maryland quarter was issued as part of the 50-state quarters program by the U.S. Mint. This program began in 1999 and ran until 2008, releasing a new state quarter every few months. The 2000 Maryland quarter was released in 2000 and represents the state's significant history and culture. The design on the coin features the state's outline and the state bird, the Baltimore Oriole. It was a popular release and made its mark in American coinage history. But there's something special about the 2000p Maryland quarter. You might be wondering what makes this coin so unique. To answer that question, we need to talk about the mint marks and how they can affect a coin's value. Mint marks are small letters that indicate where the coin was produced. The letter P indicates that the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. In the case of the 2000 Maryland quarter, most coins produced were minted with a D mint mark, which stands for the Denver Mint. However, there's a rare variety of the 2000 Maryland quarter with a P mint mark, and it's this variety that has caused quite a stir in the coin market. Why does the P mint mark make a difference? Well, mint marks often have a direct impact on a coin's rarity and desirability. In the case of the 2000p Maryland quarter, it was produced in smaller quantities than the regular 2000D quarters. This rarity is one of the primary reasons the coin has increased in value over time. Now let's discuss the factors that contribute to the coin's current worth. First, rarity plays a significant role. As we just mentioned, there are fewer 2000p Maryland quarters than their D-mint counterparts, and this scarcity makes them highly sought after by collectors. However, there's another important factor to consider: condition. Coins that are in pristine condition, especially those that have been well preserved, are worth significantly more than those that are worn or damaged. A coin's grade, which ranges from poor to mint state, is determined by its appearance. Coins that are graded at higher levels, such as MS-67 or MS-68, are the ones that can fetch the highest prices in the market. For the 2000p Maryland quarter, the coins in near-perfect condition are the ones that command the highest value. In fact, some of these coins, in MS-67 or higher, have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. But here's where it gets even more exciting. There's a specific 2000p Maryland quarter that has been auctioned off for a staggering amount, over $1 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single coin, valued at $1 million, is part of the allure and fascination surrounding this rare coin. So, what makes this particular quarter worth $1 million? Well, aside from its rarity and pristine condition, there's another important factor: the history behind it. Coins like these, with unique characteristics and intriguing backstories, often become the centerpiece of valuable collections. A coin with such a rich history, combined with its rarity, can make it one of the most desirable coins for collectors and investors alike. It's important to note that the value of the 2000p Maryland quarter isn't just limited to the most perfect specimens. Even coins that are in good condition can still carry significant value. If you happen to find one of these quarters in your pocket change or in an old collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look to see if you've stumbled upon a rare treasure. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins in your collection? First, examine the mint mark. If it's a P on the 2000 Maryland quarter, you're already on the right track. Then, assess its condition. If the coin is in excellent shape, it may be worth a small fortune. Remember, the more pristine the coin, the more valuable it will be. If you think you might have a rare 2000p Maryland quarter, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional numismatist. They can give you an accurate assessment of its value based on its condition and other factors. You can also check online auction sites and coin dealers to get an idea of the current market prices for these rare quarters. It's important to keep in mind that while some 2000p Maryland quarters are worth a significant amount, the majority of them are still worth just a few dollars. However, with the right conditions, the right market, and a little bit of luck, you could potentially turn a few quarters into a fortune. In conclusion, the 2000p Maryland quarter is a fascinating and rare coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors around the world. Its unique characteristics, coupled with its scarcity and the story behind it, have made it one of the most valuable state quarters in the market today. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey into the world of coin collecting, this coin is one to keep an eye on. We're going to take a deep dive into one of the most exciting finds for coin collectors, the 2000p New Hampshire state quarter. But not just any 2000p quarter, we're talking about a rare variety of this coin that could be worth up to $3 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. So grab a seat and let's explore why this coin is so valuable, what makes it so special, and how you can identify if you've got one of these treasures in your hands. First, let's set the stage. The New Hampshire State Quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program released by the U.S. Mint in 1999. The program featured a different design for each of the 50 states, and in 2000, it was New Hampshire's turn. The quarter features the state's famous Old Man of the Mountain, an iconic rock formation that unfortunately collapsed in 2003, making this design even more historic. The coin was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with a P mint mark for Philadelphia and a D mint mark for Denver. Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the 2000p New Hampshire State Quarter. Most of these coins are still worth just 25 cents. But here's where things get interesting. A small number of these coins were struck with a very unique error, making them extremely rare and valuable. This error involves the famous double die variety, which makes some 2000p quarters worth millions of dollars. So, what is a double die? Well, it's a type of minting error that happens when a coin's die, the metal stamp used to create the coin's design, misaligns during the minting process. This causes the design to appear doubled, meaning that some areas of the coin will look like they've been stamped twice. For example, on the 2000p New Hampshire quarter, you might notice that the letters in E pluribus unum, or the Liberty, on the coin appear doubled, making it look unusual compared to a regular quarter. If you're lucky enough to find one of these double-die 2000p New Hampshire quarters, you might be holding onto a coin worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, up to $3 million, but of course, not every 2000p New Hampshire quarter with a double-die error is worth millions. The value of these coins can depend on several factors, including the extent of the doubling, the coin's condition, and how well it's been preserved. In general, the more extreme the doubling, the more valuable the coin. So, if you think you've found one, it's a good idea to examine it closely and see if the doubling is noticeable. If you do find a 2000p quarter that looks like it could be the double die variety, the next step is to have it professionally graded. Coin grading is a process in which a professional evaluates the coin's condition and assigns it a grade based on its appearance. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. Coins that are graded higher tend to be worth more, so it's important to have your coin evaluated properly. But how do you identify the double die variety? A close inspection is key. You'll want to look for doubling in the letters and numbers on the coin. It's most noticeable on the words E pluribus unum and Liberty, as well as the date. If you see a clear doubling of the text, it's time to get excited because you could have a rare error on your hands. Keep in mind that you might need a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to see the doubling clearly, especially in the finer details. Now, let's talk about how to sell your 2000p New Hampshire quarter. If you believe you've found a rare coin, there are a few options for selling it. One route is to contact a professional coin dealer who can help you assess the coin's value and connect you with potential buyers. You can also sell the coin at an auction, where rare coins like these can attract competitive bids from collectors around the world. But of course, before you sell, it's essential to get your coin properly authenticated and graded to ensure that you're getting the right value for it. If you're wondering whether these rare 2000p New Hampshire quarters are still out there, the answer is yes. Although they're incredibly rare, there are still some circulating in the public. Coin collectors and enthusiasts have been hunting for them ever since the error was discovered. And with online auction sites, coin shows, and specialized dealers, it's possible for someone to stumble upon one of these million-dollar coins by chance. So, if you have a collection of 2000p New Hampshire quarters, or if you come across one while coin hunting, it might be worth taking a closer look. So, how do you know if your 2000p quarter is worth $3 million? In summary, the key factor is the presence of the double die error. While most of these quarters are worth only 25 cents, the few that were struck with this rare error can fetch a fortune at auction. With the right inspection and grading, your coin could be one of the most valuable finds in the coin collecting world. Remember though, even though it's exciting to find something like this, always have it authenticated and graded by professionals to make sure you're getting its full value. Before we wrap up, let's recap the key points. The 2000p New Hampshire quarter is a part of the 50-state quarters program and was minted in Philadelphia. Most of these coins are worth just 25 cents, but a rare number of them feature a double die error that makes them incredibly valuable. If you come across a 2000p New Hampshire quarter with doubled letters or numbers, you could be holding on to a coin worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Make sure to get your coin professionally graded and authenticated, and if you're lucky enough to own one of these treasures, you could be sitting on a small fortune. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and the incredible story behind the 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. If you've ever thought a coin was just a coin, think again, because this quarter could make you rich, potentially even earning you a spot in history with a value that might surprise you. Let's set the stage. The Washington quarter was first introduced back in 1932, honoring the first U.S. President, George Washington. It's a well-known coin, widely circulated, and found in pockets, piggy banks, and coin jars all across America. But what makes the 1995 D Mint Mark Washington quarter so special? And how did it end up being worth millions? Well, the story begins with the D Mint mark. The D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's main coin production facilities. In 1995, a batch of Washington quarters were minted at this Denver facility, just like many other years. But what set this particular coin apart was a rare and incredibly unique minting error. Now, we all know that coins are often evaluated based on their condition, rarity, and specific characteristics. But in the case of the 1995 D Washington quarter, it was a very subtle detail that caught the eyes of collectors and coin enthusiasts worldwide. The error involves a flaw on the die used to stamp the coins, resulting in a very unique variety that, over time, has garnered significant attention. The coin in question has a distinguishing characteristic. It was originally minted with a double die, meaning that the design on the coin was struck twice in a slightly misaligned fashion. The result was a coin with double images of the inscriptions, particularly noticeable on the word Liberty and the year 1995. It's a small flaw, but one that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Now, this type of error isn't exactly common. In fact, the 1995 double die Washington quarters are incredibly rare. There were only a few coins with this particular flaw that made it into circulation. And as you might expect, when something is rare and hard to find, it tends to attract a lot of attention. This is where things get truly interesting. Because of its rarity and the error associated with its production, the value of these quarters skyrocketed. The market value of these 1995 mint mark Washington quarters has reached as high as $3.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $3.1 million. How did this happen? Well, as the years went on, coin collectors began to realize just how valuable this particular quarter was. One of these quarters, in excellent condition, was auctioned for a staggering $3.1 million. The coin was graded in mint state, and its rarity made it an incredibly sought-after item. The sale shocked the coin collecting community and set a new benchmark for how much collectors were willing to pay for rare US coins. So, what makes this coin worth so much? Well, for one, the minting error itself is rare. Most minting errors are usually spotted and corrected quickly, meaning that only a few coins make it into circulation with the error still visible. When it comes to the 1995 Washington quarter, the error was subtle enough that only a select few individuals even realized what they were holding on to. The rarity of these coins is one of the key factors that boosts their value. Another factor is the condition of the coin. Coins are graded based on their wear and tear, with higher grades fetching higher prices. A coin that has been kept in mint condition or stored properly can command a premium. In the case of the 1995 double die Washington quarter, those that were preserved in near-perfect condition are worth far more than those that show signs of wear. If you're wondering how to tell if your 1995 Washington quarter is the one with a double die error, the best way to start is by inspecting the lettering on the coin, particularly around the word Liberty and the year. The double die effect will make the letters appear doubled or blurry. It can be tricky to spot if you don't know what you're looking for, but with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, the flaw becomes much easier to identify. If you do find a 1995 Washington quarter that looks like it might have the double die error, it's worth getting it professionally graded. A grading company will assess the coin's condition and authenticity, and if it's deemed to be in excellent condition with the error intact, it could be worth a small fortune. The grading process involves checking for things like scratches, discoloration, and overall wear to determine the coin's grade, and that will have a huge impact on its value. While it's rare to find such a coin in circulation today, it's not impossible. Many people still find valuable coins in their spare change or in old coin collections that have been sitting untouched for decades. If you've been holding on to a collection of coins, it might be worth going through them and looking for any potential minting errors, especially from years that are known to have produced rare variations. But even if you don't have a 1995 double die Washington quarter in your possession, the story is a reminder of just how valuable rare coins can be. Coin collecting has been a popular hobby for centuries, and some individuals have made fortunes by simply collecting and preserving rare coins. The key is to know what to look for, whether it's an unusual mint mark, an error in the design, or simply a coin from a limited production. In the case of the 1995 mint mark Washington quarter, its value was determined by its rarity, the minting error, and its condition, culminating in that astounding auction price of $3.1 million. It's a story that has captured the imagination of many, proving once again that in the world of rare coins, anything is possible. So, if you have a 1995 Washington quarter, or any other coin that might look unusual, don't just assume it's worthless. It could be worth far more than you think. Who knows? Your next coin find might be the jackpot you've been waiting for. We've got something really exciting to talk about. If you're a coin collector or just curious about the value of certain quarters, you won't want to miss this. We're diving into the 2019 Mint Mark War in the Pacific $quarter coins, and why some of these coins are worth an incredible $2 million on the market. Let's start by taking a step back. The United States Mint produces a variety of coins every year, with different designs and series that commemorate different aspects of American history. In 2019, one of the most significant releases was the War in the Pacific $quarter. This coin was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which honors national parks and historic sites from all around the United States. The 2019 War in the Pacific Quarter honors the historical significance of the Battle of Guam and the pivotal role the island played during World War II. This quarter was issued to celebrate the National Park of American Samoa, which memorializes the events surrounding the Pacific War. The design on the coin features a soldier saluting while standing on the shores of the Pacific, with a beautiful and symbolic backdrop. But here's where things get interesting. The 2019 Mint Mark War in the Pacific Quarter has become a hot commodity in the coin market. You might be thinking, what's so special about this particular quarter? Well, there's a fascinating reason for the sudden spike in demand, and it's all tied to its rarity and unique characteristics. First, let's talk about the mint marks. Typically, U.S. quarters come with mint marks that indicate where they were produced. These mint marks are usually either D, S, or P, with the P standing for the Philadelphia Mint. Now, here's the catch. The 2019 Mint Mark Quarter was the first time in U.S. history that a quarter was released with the P Mint Mark to commemorate a national park. While previous quarters with the America the Beautiful series were produced at different mints, this was a historic moment for the Philadelphia Mint. The fact that the 2019 Mint Mark Quarter was a first in terms of production makes it highly collectible. But the true rarity that has collectors buzzing is in its unusual production errors, and the fact that only a limited number of these quarters were made with specific characteristics. Some of these coins have been found with flaws or unique features, making them even more valuable. For example, certain quarters from this series were struck with double die errors, or were part of uncirculated mint sets. These kinds of errors and special features can cause a coin's value to skyrocket, especially in the rare coin market. These coins can fetch hundreds, thousands, and, in some cases, even millions of dollars, depending on the error, condition, and rarity of the coin. In fact, the market has seen some of these 2019 War in the Pacific Quarters being listed for prices in the millions. The reason for such a high price tag is simple: rarity. The rarer the coin, the higher its demand. And with a coin that has a historical significance, a limited number of errors, and a unique mint mark, it becomes even more desirable to serious collectors. For those of you who might have a 2019 War in the Pacific Quarter sitting in your coin jar, it's worth taking a closer look. While most of these quarters may be worth face value, some are commanding prices that are way beyond what you would expect from a typical quarter. Make sure you don't miss out on this potential gold mine. It's essential to have a trained eye when identifying the valuable coins. Look for minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or unique colorations. Also, make sure your coin is in the best possible condition, because the higher the grade of the coin, the more valuable it can be. If you suspect that your quarter might be worth more than face value, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional or a certified numismatist. Now, let's talk about how you can find these coins. While the 2019 Mint Mark War in the Pacific Quarter is a relatively recent release, not all of them will be worth millions. For the average collector, It's important to remember that the majority of these coins are still circulating and won't fetch a high price. But if you're diligent and keep your eyes open for rare errors or limited edition versions, you might just strike gold. Collectors are particularly interested in finding these coins in near-perfect condition, or those with rare flaws, as they are often seen as valuable additions to any collection. There's also the potential for coins that were part of proof sets, as they typically have higher quality and are minted in smaller quantities. These coins often attract higher premiums when they come up for sale. If you're interested in selling or purchasing one of these valuable 2019 P War in the Pacific Quarters, there are a few options to consider. Many online platforms and auction houses specialize in rare coins and can help connect buyers with sellers. You could also look for dealers or coin shows in your area, where you might find collectors eager to add these rare quarters to their collections. However, always be cautious when buying or selling rare coins. Make sure to deal with reputable dealers and get any coin appraised before making any major transactions. The coin market can be full of surprises, but with the right knowledge and research, you could be holding on to a fortune. In conclusion, the 2019 P Mint Mark War in the Pacific Quarter Dollar coin has become an iconic piece of American numismatic history, and its rarity and unique features have made it a highly sought-after coin in the market. If you've got one of these coins, there's a possibility that it could be worth far more than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of coins, keep your eyes peeled, because you never know when you might come across a quarter worth millions.